What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Hotspot.
Kick back, relax, grab some snacks, because we're about to chat, man. Here with my crew, Elias, Jack, Savion, Kyle, Marcus, and let's just get right into the free agency news, because we've waited all day to talk about this, and I'm not going to lie, I think you guys are very underrated. I just want to start with the biggest, literally the biggest signing is Gabe Vincent signing. Like, he's
super tough.
Like, the pick and roll game with him, specifically with
We
him.
got somebody who can shoot, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you said
That's
we
true.
as in
We as in Laker Nation.
My boy said we.
But
Wow.
But
I'm on the team.
And then AD, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's gonna help AD a lot, way better, because he was going crazy with Bams. I can only imagine the pick and roll between.
No doubt. And they got him for like 11 mil a year. Like
Yeah.
basically nothing.
Still,
Yeah.
I was surprised he signed for that little because he was hooping it.
Right? I thought he was
doing-
going to demand more.
Yeah.
He should have demanded more. I'm not gonna
Especially
lie.
Max Stress, I saw he might go for like a 54 mil deal.
He signed the Cavs.
No, yeah.
Oh, he
yeah,
did sign,
he
but
does,
it was
that was a real move. 54 mil, yeah.
They got shooters. They got shooters over there.
Outside weapons.
I'm surprised Caleb Martin didn't get signed yet, honestly. But yeah, I wanted to talk about those two big Heat signings because I was surprised that I'm surprised that Heat go back and go get them.
Vincent? Gabe Vincent?
Both of them. 'Cause that means that they gotta try and go get Dame now.
I'm about to say they about to get Dame.
They gotta do something because they lost
Yeah.
both their bench players.
Yeah.
I think with the Max Trust going there, it's tough. I'm trying, and Kerry LeVert, he also re-signed to the Cavs
On a cheap deal.
Michigan Bull.
32 mil.
I also want to say bro. And the other one I thought
The only other like huge one that happened, I think
it was big was the Herb Jones signing by the Pelicans. Because I don't know how much you know
about Herb Jones, but his
defense is like he's first team all defense almost every. He should be first team all defense almost every year. If not, he'll be second team for sure. Easily.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Yeah, not
I'm
familiar
not
with that
familiar with
guy.
this game.
definitely gonna have to get familiar.
Oh,
with
yeah,
him.
no, no,
I like Joe Ingles going to Orlando.
Fuck Joe Ingles.
I thought you made that.
For real?
I
Yeah,
thought he's
beef.
gonna make him a lot better.
Yeah, I got beef. He's the one that made Kawhi tear his ACL, bro.
Maybe.
Beef caused whatever beef. Fuck
It's not like he's a dirty player.
Yeah.
Joe Harris to the Pistons. I don't know.
That's like
I think that's good for the Pistons because I think that means they're trying to win.
because they didn't give up nothing for him. Let's give him some picks.
Yeah.
It's some bullshit.
Something like it was like
2029, I think 2027.
2027, 2029, yeah.
So
I mean, hopefully he gets a shot back though, because he
really been on.
He was
Yeah.
bullshit last year.
even the past 2 years. 'Cause he got hurt.
Year before that, he was alright.
Two years ago, he was really good.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of that.
2 years ago, he was good.
I was not surprised, but
Surprised kind of by the Draymond re-signing.
Really?
I was not surprised.
I wasn't surprised, but I just really thought I was only surprised that he only signed for 100 mil. Because
Was it 4 year?
yeah,
4 year, 100 mil.
Actually, it is weird because he denied his 26 mil contract extension for like 1 year, and then he took less money for 4 years.
no, yeah, he
I
definitely
mean,
took
1 mil less.
They were taking a pay cut
but still.
so they can get somebody who
I think he just
Like,
wanted.
that
I think he
makes
just wanted
sense.
to end his career in Golden State. He
No.
ain't playing for.
And they have a
Yeah,
chance
yeah.
to win him this year.
Yeah.
They're
They have a
usually
chance every year.
always- Yeah, they're always.
yeah,
They always got a
But-
chance, but.
I don't know. I just thought.
And
100
bro,
mil.
nobody replied when I said
Kuminga is apparently.
7-2 now
that was by Ballsack Sports.
Oh, for real? Was it?
on tweet. No way.
Yo,
I did not get
got
sacked. No way. I
I
got
said it was
sacked.
by
ball sacks,
Bro, because I started researching shit, right? Like,
They were like, yeah, we've seen this happen in the NBA in the league before, but 7 inches is something unheard of. And I'm like, yeah, that is.
ESPN,
My bad.
ESPN got like they got.
Damn, I got
Yeah,
sacked.
they did.
I don't get sacked.
Damn, bro got
I got
sad.
sacked.
I thought another one. I feel like this one got swept on the Porzingis extension.
he signed a 3 year, 60 mil extension with the Celtics.
I didn't see that.
And if that's true, I just feel
I don't like. They're just like.
Damn.
like because Jalen Brown's gonna sign.
I'm about to say,
It's
they're
like
like-
no doubt.
It's
And
270.
they have the money.
Yeah.
Shit, that's crazy.
So
wait, 3 year extension for 60 mil?
A year or like
a year. I mean, I don't know what.
I was about to say,
how
yeah.
the contract goes out, but I mean, it could be.
I need to know. Well, I need to know.
Because if it's 60 mil a year, that's. Oh.
I mean, it's not 60 million.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
30
yeah,
million.
that's not.
It'd be 30 million.
3 years?
3 years, 60.
2 years, 60.
Oh, 2 years.
Oh,
2
yeah,
years.
so
Okay,
thirty
yeah,
cents.
yeah. Then it is 30 million.
That's
Yeah,
what.
yeah. That's tough.
Damn, so the honestly, the Warriors are gonna be really good. I think.
Shit.
How about all these role players or something?
He's on the Celtics.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying the Warriors.
If they re-signed Draymond.
The Suns got a whole bunch of role players.
I know. I was about to go over them. Hold on. Wait on them. I
He's
have
just
the
stacking
whole
bench
lineup.
is deep as
I
hell.
don't know who they are, but
We can just go right to them. Hold on. You don't know who they are, bro? We need you to
said
say
what is his name? Vito?
You don't want to be, bro. He's
Oh yeah.
He literally
yeah.
led the
He
league
was on
in
the Nets.
3-point percentage in that corner.
Yeah, that's hard.
They got. Right now, their depth is Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Josh Okogie. Josh Okogie, the fact that they re-signed him, huge. Campaign, Jordan Goodwin, Jordan Goodwin. I keep saying his name. Sleeper, great defense.
He's 3D. Damian Lee, great signing. Keontae, I don't know how good he is. He's solid, but
Yuta, solid. Ish Wainwright, shooter. Drew Eubanks was a great pickup. The Metu dude for the Kings, great pickup. He went crazy against the Warriors in the playoffs.
Isaiah Todd, and then I don't know the last
Actually, no,
two.
that kid, what's his name?
You said about
Isaiah Todd. Oh, Chiz Metu.
He is not that good, bro.
He's good. You're bugging. Why don't you think that?
Last year he averaged
I looked at it 'cause I didn't know who it was.
He didn't play.
He played six.
six games.
But he didn't play. Like he didn't get.
You got
Like
what?
how many minutes a
Like
game?
10
Yeah, not that-
Like, yeah, 1 minute
He averaged
game
like
is
5 points a game.
But he had defensive anchor though. Like
His role is
Right, yeah, if you're there
That's
for
all-
defensive.
I think in the playoffs he guarded his
His role is to guard Steph Curry. I'm pretty sure. He's tough, but you're sleeping on him.
that one, didn't he?
Right, yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's,
Oh,
But
they went to
But for a team to trust,
seven.
for a
Yeah,
team to
you're right,
trust
you're
you
right,
enough
you're
to
right.
take you off the
Yeah.
bench and put you on their best
I'm
offensive
saying.
player, yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely says.
I mean his role is just come off the bench play defense for Kevin Durant.
yeah, that's
Whenever he's tired, when he comes out, because he don't
How
come
tall
off
is
the
he?
floor.
6'9".
Yeah, he's tall.
6'9", damn.
He's tough, man. Don't sleep for sure. Their bench is some just scary. I ain't gonna lie,
We got depth.
just
It
scary.
was locked
Then
down.
a free agency.
Yeah, those are great.
They're
signings.
trying to win this motherfucking year.
The only things I just don't think.
I mean, they're only gonna. I don't know. When they sub out for Drew Eubanks, they don't really have any centers after that, unless they run Isaiah Todd, but he's young. So
I mean,
But-
you give him some
I was gonna
quick
say, give him
minutes.
some
You
minutes.
got
Yeah.
3 to
Get used
rotate
to it.
through.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like they're scary. I ain't gonna lie. They're definitely the favorites.
Is this Isaiah Todd's?
Yeah.
First year in the league.
no.
Or first
Nah,
year,
he was
like,
like third.
They're,
No,
they
okay.
just don't play.
But was he? Oh, okay. Was he in G
League or?
I think he was on
actually
the
in-
Washington Wizards.
I don't know. Yeah, he was on the Wizards, but he ain't play.
Okay.
I
Speaking
don't,
of, do you want to go in a specific order?
no, go ahead.
Just the Wizards, right? You guys think?
Kuz and Jordan Poole gonna do?
You didn't think Kuzma was gonna stay, did you?
I didn't think he was gonna stay. I
4
thought he was
year,
going to
like
the Lakers.
102 mil, or was
That's
it
hard.
5 years?
I think that's a great. I love Kuzma. So
Yeah,
I think
I think
yeah.
Kuzma's
I think,
true.
but I think him and Jordan Poole. I think their games are like.
Really?
I mean, both of them like the jack shit. So,
No doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt, but I think they can get something going.
Yeah. I don't
Like,
know,
if,
bro.
like if they get in the
I
same
mean, that's
wavelength.
like, I feel like that's like Jalen Brown, JT type.
It's instant.
Obviously
I definitely
less,
disagree.
but like,
They just don't.
no, I'm saying like they just be
I
getting,
don't see the
they're
correlation
gonna
on
be
that
their
one.
scoring.
I'm trying.
I was really
Yeah.
trying for
Like
like
I
2
know,
seconds.
I get your like their
I'm saying like they're gonna be the main
chemistry
two.
partnership type of stuff. Like
You
they're the first 2 options. I guess that's what he's.
You
going
could say
for.
they're
They're like
like
both
both
basketball
basketball
players.
at that point. I would disagree with
They're
that.
both
Other
wing
than that,
players.
bro,
They're both wing players.
Nah.
Yeah,
They'd be
I was
like-
about to say they both dribble and shit. They on the court together, so like yeah, that's the comment, you know.
Another signing that I was this makes no sense. See, because I don't know if you guys saw teams are monitoring Giannis
because he's unhappy with his
like situation.
I guess. I mean, I
In
don't know.
Milwaukee?
I guess I don't know. It was like a whole thing.
Monitoring him how? Like.
Like if he wants to leave and
They're gonna try and like send a trade package or whatnot.
Okay,
If
so they're
he's
like
unhappy.
Keeping an eye on
Yeah.
him because they're like, okay, this guy wants like teams are doing with Dame.
yeah, basically.
Chris Middleton re-signing for 3 years. I just think like if
I'm-
I'm Giannis, I
Don't want that.
Really?
3 years, 103 million for Chris Middleton.
3-time All-Star. He averaged like.
A cool 25 in
He
that
gets
one
hurt a lot though.
playoff run that they had to win the chip.
I feel like that's a good.
I think
That's a good.
I thought he would want to go somewhere else.
So I was surprised by him resigning,
But I mean, Giannis also doesn't make the decisions.
No, I'm already. I'm just saying if I'm Giannis, I personally would want to stay.
He's pretty quiet. He was quiet last year.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
I mean, the Bucks were quiet
I mean,
last
he
year.
was injured.
Well, they were number 1 seed.
they were. You're right. Okay, but in the playoffs,
Playoffs, they got eliminated second round.
They lost
First round.
first round
First
to
round.
the Heat, but the Heat were the Heat in this playoff.
Playoffs, so I won't say they were. I mean, I'll give him the benefit.
They weren't
because
quiet.
he
They
was-
just didn't do what they
Yeah,
expected.
yeah. So it's like I don't know.
He was injured, so I'll give him the benefit. He like,
I was about to say he was
Yeah.
injured the whole season.
but he didn't do shit the season before. And he was
How
healthy.
old is he? Is he just
Like
He's older. Yeah,
He's
he's
like
like
30.
34.
Yeah,
He's
34,
34,
35.
Yeah, that's old.
I don't want to just judge because
Yeah, 3 years too.
Chris Middleton.
I mean, he just looked like he's 70, bro.
Bro, they didn't search it. Bro, he's. I think I'm pretty positive.
He's like 34.
Hey Siri.
So if he's a
How old is
3 year
Chris Middleton?
3 year deal, bro,
Yeah.
31.
They
That's
might-
actually young.
31.
Yeah, that's actually pretty young.
I don't know. I don't like Chris. I just don't like Chris Middleton.
I don't think there's a problem with him.
I just don't
Maybe
like
he
his.
just look old.
I don't like his.
He
game.
does look old. He plays old.
Oh,
He plays
yeah.
stiff, low key.
He don't play well in transition either. Cause
That's true.
I feel like what's his name?
Who's Giannis? Giannis and him, I just don't think they play well
He's a
together.
good defender though.
Hudson.
I think they could have got a
He's
solid.
not a
like-
liability on defense though.
I would have got.
I would
would've
say
got
a
younger
liability.
star.
Well,
I
I
think
think-
yeah, they could have got
Well, he
someone
plays
else to
the
go with.
wing.
To go with, there's better wings than Chris Middleton in my opinion.
Yeah, there
to
is.
go with Drew and Giannis,
I just feel like 3 year, 100 mil what he's been producing the past.
Past 2 years, I just feel like that's just too much money.
What is Chris Middleton on your on a list? Top 20,
Top 20 what?
like
In the league?
guards or wings.
Small forward, maybe 20.
Yeah, probably top 20. No, top 20 small forwards.
I don't know,
But
bro.
I don't know if a top 20.
There's a bunch of
I
young.
don't know if the 20th
small forward in the league is worth that much money.
I think he's not 20.
That's a
small
bag.
forwards.
True. If we're saying
Top 20.
it's a bad.
Yeah. How much was it again?
3 year, 102 mil. So
102 mil, so 34 mil a year.
Yeah, he's gonna-
That is crazy.
Because Cam Johnson signed a 4 year, 108 mil. He young.
Cam Johnson was hooping this last season.
That's a
though.
good pick.
And he was, yeah.
That's a good.
I feel like that contract would have made. I feel like even that contract would have gave him another year with the 100 mil.
Would you take Chris or?
I'm taking Cam
would you-
Johnson 100 pen.
Yeah, they
Over
signed,
Chris,
they signed Chris
yeah.
Middleton.
That's what I'm
on
saying,
an
and he
all-star
plays defense.
contract.
So
I don't know, bro. Like I just feel like the Bucks.
I feel like the Nets getting him was a great re-sign. They definitely need to keep him and Mikal Bridges together.
This is a good duo. That right there is in the gym.
Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum type fire because they're a duo, young. They play
Defense and they can shoot, etc. The Josh Richardson, Miami, two-way deal.
or a 2 year deal. That was a solid signing. But
And then
the Fred Van Fleet, the 3 year, 130
30 mil. He got a bag.
You got a bag, but I just don't like this Rockets team, bro.
They're just. I don't know what they're doing.
It's like an
Yeah, I
AAU.
don't.
They look like
They have
an
so
AAU.
many guards.
Literally
It is an AAU team.
That was like, bro, why would he want to go there?
A man-
But
Thompson.
you get a championship because I ain't gonna lie.
OD young. OD young.
Yeah,
And
but
they're
he's
super-
a vet.
and
He's a
they're just-
championship vet.
I just think they're just underdeveloped as basketball players. Like, they just don't play well within
In a system, like.
But I think you guys are also freaking. They
Just got Ime Udoka.
They got Kevin Porter Jr. This is Jalen Green's 3rd year in the league.
They are so young.
They
They
got
don't hold you
Jabari.
down.
They got Jabari Smith and they got Alpert. I ain't gonna lie, they
Josh Christopher, right?
yeah, but he's poop, in my opinion. Sorry.
You think
He-
stuff?
no, I
yeah.
think-
I mean, he's way worse than Jalen Green. But he tries
Tries to
to
play like him.
Yeah.
So it's like.
They don't play him.
No, it's like they got
and they
they
just
got
drafted.
Kenyon Martin
What's his
Jr.
name? Which one?
they got
They just drafted Asar, I think, and then they drafted.
Oh, it was a
they
SAR?
also drafted Cam Whitmore.
I said a man. I don't know.
I'm
It's
not
one,
sure.
it's one of them.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the Sar.
They bust.
But yeah, they're young. I feel like they have too many guards. Like that's like a lot.
I don't think so.
Sengun is cool.
Who's the guards?
I'm about to say,
Jalen,
Kevin Porter-
Josh,
Kevin Porter Jr. played-
KPJ,
Yeah.
Josh doesn't play. Who's KPJ?
Kevin
Kevin
Porter
Porter
Jr.
Jr. Oh, he's shooting guard.
a man or a star.
And you can play
Shooting
them 1,
guard.
2, and 3.
Yeah, I guess you can
and
interchange
he's a
them.
4.
but-
He's 6'7".
Who would, man? He
Not a
doesn't-
guard. Yeah, he's a forward.
I mean, he
playing
can
a
play
guard
guard.
in the-
Playing.
He is not a
He's
forward.
a forward.
He's not a four. He does not play like a forward. He wasn't playing the
He's
forward.
gonna play the.
on
He's
TV.
gonna play the 3, bro.
I'll see the 30.
I'll
He's
say the
6'7".
two is-
That what is that? What is that?
I can like.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know him. Right?
He probably will play.
Why that was such a dumb argument.
Who's their center right now?
Alfred. But I'm saying they're trying to get Brook Lopez. That would be tough.
That would be tough.
OD.
That'd be tough.
I
I
don't
still
know.
think
Good
they're a little
bet,
young
too.
to win now, but
Great bet.
You'll
That's a
probably get
great
Brooks
bet.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to sign Dylan Brooks.
I like that pickup.
I
too.
think it's a great pickup.
yeah, who in that? Yeah.
And then Seth to the Mavs for 2 years.
What? Like, I wanted to talk about that.
How's that? That's a good. he's a-
Seth is a great player. But
Wasn't
I'm just
he
saying,
on
like,
the Mavs already?
What are the Mavs trying to? What are they trying to get right now? Like, what are they?
shooters. I think just someone because Luka could.
Cause they have what's
So they're
his
gonna
face?
put what?
Kyrie and Seth on the wing, have Luka at the point.
I think they're gonna just split the. I don't know. They're gonna have to figure out the backcourt. I don't know why they.
That's what I'm saying. The
signed Kyrie.
backcourt just feels weird.
It is
Who is
weird,
their
but
Who's their big?
Chris Woods.
Powell.
Chris Woods.
He come out. I think if
He's gonna start.
Powell, Dwight Powell is their starting center, but they have Maxi Kleba. They just don't really have anybody. They don't really have depth, and I feel like they're trying to get shooters around Luka just
Right.
because
Yeah,
he
it's
does
Luka.
everything. So it's not a bad. I don't know. I see what you're saying. I don't.
It's not bad. I just don't know what they're going for.
I think Seth's a
Maybe
great
give him
role
minutes off
player.
the bench.
he is on, but
The Sixers, he was money, bro. That was just a
Great pickup for them. I feel like it's alright.
No, he was nice on the Sixers.
But I just don't like as
Seth was
as
on the
priorities.
Mavs,
I don't know if that would have been like my
I think
highest
so.
priority for
Seth?
the
I thought
Mavs. I thought he was already on the Mavs.
He was on the Nets this past season. He was on the 76ers.
I could have swore he was on the Mavs once. Who am I thinking?
Honestly, I couldn't even remember if he was.
He's been on a lot of teams. I ain't gonna hold you.
I thought
he gets passed around.
Yeah.
another one. Javon Carter signing a
I saw
3-year,
that. 20 mil. I think that was a great signing for the Bulls.
If you all know, he's a great defensive point guard. That means they got Pat Bev, Alex Russo, and Javon Carter. That's
That's tough. They're locking in.
Lock now.
Damn, imagine if they still had Zoe.
Yeah.
so sad.
that is actually very
So
sad.
terrible.
Could Kobe White have like a breakout year?
Yeah,
He got re-signed to the
He
Bulls too on a
re-signed.
3-year.
He got
Like,
I swear he's been like he's just been quiet, but like not.
I don't know
Not
what
What was his
bad.
average?
I swear, it was like under 20.
I feel like he
Oh,
was
you
more
got,
than
you
20.
got DeMar and Zach.
his average was maybe double digits. He got
So,
3-year, 40 million. So he made
One of the Bulls fans, Kenny Beecham, he said he made $7 more million in 3 minutes because he was injured like all year. I don't know how he got a bag. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, the 2022-2023 season, he was averaging 9.7 points a game,
Yeah.
2.9.
I thought he was lucky
on
tough.
44.
was.
44% from the field, but
When did he get drafted? Like what?
like
was-
20.
Out of college, he was.
That was high.
Nah,
I think it was like 18
it was
or
high
something.
teens,
That
bro.
was high. I thought.
yeah, I want to say like 2018.
Yeah. I think it was.
18.
Cause remember that video where when his boy got drafted, he was just like,
Yeah.
wow.
2019.
Dang, yeah, he's young. I mean, he's young, but
He's just injury prone. That's his only problem. He's tough though.
He is tough.
Cat-
I like his
Kobe
game a lot.
White. Yeah, he's tough.
I forgot they had DeMar. They're
Oh, yeah.
they're looking nice. They alright.
They got potential.
Six does not believe in them, bro.
They got potential.
Chicago.
Did you do you think
bro,
Vooch
they
got
have
signed for
they
too
have the
much?
same bro. They have the same team as last year. Look, they weren't even in the playoffs.
They had the same exact team as last year besides Javon Carter.
And DeMar was going Fed last year, and they still ain't make it.
And then aren't they about to lose Zach?
Kobe's
Yeah.
also injured.
Free agent Derrick Rose has signed.
A deal with the Memphis Grizzlies. That's a great signing for them. I think that's a great veteran signing for John Moran.
Damn.
Wait, D-Rose.
So
Just
D-Rose
signed
with the Memphis
D-Rose
Grizzlies.
gonna take that spot. Until
That is a great vet, especially
Yeah.
for Ja. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
extremely similar play styles
Yeah.
too.
Julius Randle was just talking about on
the
the
podcast P too about how good of a mentor D-Rose was to him. He says that he don't really say much, but when you say something, like you listen
Because you got to think about it.
Dude,
He's
He's
been
been through a lot.
everything.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
Hooper can go through.
Even just growing up, like not even just in the league, like
He is probably a great mentor for Ja.
Yeah.
And the whole Grizzlies
And
organization.
very good
Yeah.
fucking play styles. Are
like literally the exact
Damn near
same.
the exact same.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Speaking
And
of
then
D-Rose, I seen an Instagram. I don't know if y'all seen it. It's like prime D-Rose, Kyrie and Russell. Who y'all?
no, it
You
was.
seen that?
Oh wait, I saw the best. I saw on one of the, like who had the best MVP season.
Nah,
it was
like,
Russ,
who's
Braun and
Who's prime am I
12?
taking?
Russell, D-Rose,
Steph.
and Kyrie.
Russell, D Rose, or Kyrie.
all in
Sorry,
all in
bench
their
cut.
prime.
Prime. But I ain't gonna lie.
I'm probably
Steph.
taking.
Steph in his prime.
No,
That's
we
not.
say
That's
Steph.
not.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
D-Rose,
sorry, I'm
Russell,
sorry.
and Kyrie.
D Rose, Russell, Kyrie.
Prime.
Russ.
I said
I was about to say
too.
Russ.
I ain't gonna lie.
You're
Russ is-
who was starting? Or
No, just like who am I taking?
He averaged
Oh,
triple double, so like,
Yeah.
But the youngest
Yeah,
MVP though is OD.
No, okay, but I saw.
I'm probably picking Kyrie.
I like.
That's
It's just
not
one of
that
them.
big.
Honestly.
No disrespect to Rod. I mean, no disrespect to D Rose.
Yeah, I think he's just. I
He's
mean,
just a
monster.
rookie.
Yeah,
that's my only thing.
but I
So
saw
when it was like who had the best MVP season, D-Rose, Braun in 2012, Steph Curry in what was it 2015, the only unanimous
Yeah, I was
MVP
gonna say
ever, or
Steph.
Russell Westbrook.
I was gonna say.
All right, Steph.
It's probably Steph or Russ.
I
That's
thought
what I was gonna
Russ
say.
is Russ. Okay, see, Dave.
Steve
was actually-
Yeah.
Bro, so did he fall off, or was it just like a?
He never fell off.
He just had a
Yeah,
bad. He just
Lakers
had a
systems
bad
couple
couple
months for the Lakers, and that just people just like I
People
honestly,
love to hate
When
on
he
him.
left,
And it's
OKC,
because
though,
he
he
was
was never
in
explosive as he
he was
was.
averaging a triple double there.
I'm saying like okay, like
On the Rockets?
He averaged a triple double before he went. He averaged a triple double on the Rockets, on the Wizards, and OKC.
I completely forgot about the Wizards. Actually, he was only there for like half a
year.
year though. A
I
full
was
year.
saying,
full
like,
year, average triple-double.
explosiveness, he just lost it. Like he started shooting middies.
I mean,
I mean,
last
he's
year
getting
he's getting older, but
That's
I
what I'm
don't.
saying, but
I mean, yeah, he lost. I mean, that's what happens when you get older. Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Honestly, there's definitely.
He's still Russ though. He still
Dude,
plays that
he's
same
still
intensity he's
explosive.
always played
Yeah, for
with.
sure, but not. Oh, OKC days Russ is OD.
Yeah.
It
Nah,
was.
That shit is
I
OD.
saw some shit
From a
on
point
the
guard.
treadmill, bro.
I don't know how
KD
It's
that
talk
actually dumb.
about-
It's so dumb. Like it's crazy.
I never had to worry about intensity with, or something along the lines of like, I knew that if I didn't have it, I knew Russ had it every single
said that?
night. KD, he was talking about Russ when he was playing on OKC.
Bro,
It's
I
crazy
think
'cause he
I think
said-
the effect
He
of
said he wasn't even top 5 players to play with at the time.
I saw that.
He's probably
He
not.
said it
He
was
was
Ibaka.
He's not. Why? How? What was
Because he
his?
said Ibaka
He said
over
Ibaka over
over
Russ.
Russ. At that point, he was on the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That makes sense.
I think the effect of the Lakers is like real as shit though. Cause like I mean Kuzma,
Beyond.
bro, yeah, there's
Bro,
a
they're just
They were
trying to win.
younger though.
It's because they were just trying to win now. Like,
Julius Randle.
Randall was not like I mean
Cool,
yeah they were
Pope was
they were
something
young
like
but I'm telling you like when you play bad at the Lakers bro you get booed on the court.
it's the
bro. That
Lakers.
shit is crazy.
Oh, because
Yeah.
Lakers, there's a lot of pressure in LA.
yeah,
And
because
then-
they're a winning franchise.
Yeah. But
And they've had
that's
the
why
best players ever.
that's why I think
That's
that's
why
why
Lakers have always had the best roster. If you look back,
that's probably why Kuzma. I think that's probably why Kuzma.
I mean he had a good season last year. I think he's gonna keep going up though.
His confidence is insane.
He was yakking shit last year.
That's what I'm saying.
But he was making like game winners from like 30 feet.
But
I
there's
was
nobody
like,
else
shit.
shooting besides like Kristaps in the first quarter, so someone else had to shoot.
That's why.
What was Bill doing last year?
Nothing. He was injured a lot.
Alright, hold on. I want to go over some of these more, these smaller signings so we can get them over with. O'Shea Brissett to the.
Celtics for a 2-year deal.
That's a good signing. It's just another 3D player. Plays hard. I thought Dennis Schroeder.
2-year deal with the Raptors is a pretty good season. Solid signing.
How much money do you get?
Excuse me. 2 year, 26 mil. So I don't know, 12 mil.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, 14 points per game. I think he was averaging.
Yeah.
He could have.
Then he won. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have got a little bit more.
That's not good for him. I don't know who this is, so I'm gonna have to do my own
Research, but free agent forward Julian Champagne is signing.
signing deal with the San Antonio.
Champagne.
Cam Reddish, 2-year deal with the Lakers.
Wow, I didn't see that. That's a great. That's
Cam Reddish 2-year deal with the Lakers.
That's
Cam Reddish,
huge.
my boy, bro.
Whoa. Playing time, that's
I
actually
hope his
huge.
potential
His-
is age.
Bro, a lot of people, because you know what's crazy? Like, I remember a couple years ago, maybe like,
Really like 2. It was like a whole bunch of interviews. It was like Zion.
You
There was
were
a
talking
couple.
about this the other
I
day.
said
bro.
that.
they were like
Hardest person to guard.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
every
so
single, literally,
glad
everyone
you
on the
said
circuit,
that.
bro. Everyone on
Dennis
the
Smith
circuit.
Jr. said it,
Yeah.
bro.
I'm so
Everybody
glad
said
you
Cam
said
Reddish.
that.
So I mean, I would love to see him hoop.
His bag is.
I also
was
thought him.
fun.
I literally said him as much as I love Zion, because I remember in high school. I don't know if anyone. I remember
He was bad. That's what
I
I
said he would be rookie. I thought because I mean he's a 3-and-D player.
So I mean, he had the most like besides Zion NBA body. Like I don't know.
If he would have gone anywhere else but Duke, I think he would have shined.
I
like,
swear.
way more. But it was just like
He's tough.
RJ.
Having the number 1,
I was
2,
about
and
to say.
3 ranked on the same team.
It was just
like,
RJ and Zion just kind of
Yeah.
they kind of took the spotlight.
But he was still turning up.
Yeah.
That game winner was still
Rui.
against Florida State.
Rui.
Shit, that was crazy.
Rui Hachimura agreeing to a 3-year deal to return to the Lakers.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean
That's
that's
great.
W.
That's great.
Yeah.
Huge
W.
W.
Yeah, I
I
mean
feel like that was a great pick
Yeah,
up
Bro,
last
he's
year.
he's
Great.
they honestly couldn't afford to lose him. That's great.
Yeah,
Played
thank
in the
God.
playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
it almost felt like he didn't miss enough playoffs, honestly.
Bro,
Without him, I don't even know if they win
Yeah,
the series
For
or
sure.
something. Yeah.
for sure. Shake Milton, a 2-year deal with Minnesota. That's a great pickup for them. Minnesota, huge.
Wow.
Shake Milton's tough. I'm surprised. I don't know what the 76ers are doing. I don't know what they're doing.
Good bullshit.
We already talked about Yuta. I thought that was great. If you want to talk about Joe Ingles a little bit more, he did sign a 2-year, 22 mil with the Magic. It's a good little roster. I mean, it's a good little veteran for their young roster, but fuck Joe Ingles. 2-year, 20 mil for Trey Jones, signed with the Spurs.
That's hard.
That's great. That's huge. I'm trying to figure out is that Trey Jones, is that the one? That's not re-signing though. That's the one that was on.
He was on the Grizzlies.
So that means both of them are on there.
I think both of them on the Spurs.
That's tough. Both the Jones
yeah,
brothers,
that's
because his brother's name is Tyus, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's tough.
That means they literally have like.
My brother and they both could have beat.
Yeah, they both
Yeah, they
did.
did.
Yeah, they're both tough. I ain't gonna lie. Interesting. That's crazy. I didn't.
I feel like they're like the same person. Like you put
They
one
are.
on the bench,
Yeah.
the other one's the
That's
exact
tough.
same.
I ain't gonna lie. Oh my. And under Greg Popovich, like
Yeah.
that boy's never gonna get a turnover.
I think that's pretty much it. Besides the last one, I would love to talk about. Oh, also Troy Brown agreed to a deal with the Minnesota. I don't know. He's solid. He was on the Lakers, so he's all right. Jeremiah Grant resigning was huge.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means for Dame because he said he wanted him and Draymond, so but they only got one of the two. Still not sure. The $45 million deal, 2 years. Bruce Brown, Pacers.
That was
I saw
interesting.
that.
was
That-
so
that was
interesting.
Huge. I think that's huge for us.
I think that. I
That
think
also
that's
hurts
huge.
the Nuggets a lot.
A lot.
bro.
A lot. That's why I think the Suns are favorites right now, losing to
For
Bruce Brown.
sure.
I can't even lie.
Damn. I hate Bruce Brown, but yeah.
He's a solid.
He's a
player.
very
Solid role player. It's annoying. He just gets
Crazy.
Reggie,
I keep skipping. I don't want to
Even
say it.
talking that shit.
Reggie Jackson re-signed the 2-year.
$10 million deal with the Denver Nuggets.
Ring chasing. I respect it. Get your ring, King. Torian Prince signed to a 1 year with the Lakers. That's solid. I think that's good for y'all. I ain't gonna lie, the Lakers are solid. Definitely solid.
That's good for y'all.
I didn't see no fucking Clippers, so yeah.
Come on, so it's just on the way.
You got the alert
Bro, I don't
from
think that
Bleacher
shit's
Report.
happening.
James Harden.
I do not think that
I
shit's
need it. I
happening.
wish, bro.
Please, man. I do not want him to go to the Knicks at all.
That shit's not happening, bro.
All right, cool. That's all the free agents. All right. And we're here with our second guest of the show, my father. His name is Reginald Maltzby. And we're just going to get to know him a little bit. I just want to know, what are your takes on, since we're talking, I know free agency today and like teams are changing, the game is changing. I just want to know your takes on how the NBA is changing from when you watched it and just now.
And how long has it been?
All right, so I grew up watching in the 80s. I'm an old man, so I grew up the Magic Johnson, the Magic Bird era, Jordan era. So the game is definitely a lot more wide open now. The players are a lot more talented, a lot more skilled, which I think everybody would agree. But that doesn't necessarily mean the game is better. And I'm sure people disagree on that. But like I said, when you take the skill set, you know, and you have a lot of weightlifting and stuff like that, cardio, stuff like different exercises, things like that that make the game better, along with the skill that they didn't do in the 80s. In the 80s,
Training, recovery, and all
I'd
that
agree.
stuff better.
Yeah.
a lot of times in the
Because-
80s they were drinking and doing
But with that
drugs.
higher skill cap too, you get more people like the Jalen Greens who just ISO. Like it's not like it's not
Basketball.
great team ball a lot of the time, just because
Yeah, it's not good
it is
ball.
just a lot of like who does the flashiest moves and whatnot.
But then again, I think, would you agree or disagree that Kyrie is more flashy than Jalen Green?
No, he is,
And
but
he
he also
plays team
produces.
He do not really play team ball.
I'm
You
about
point
to
guard,
say-
you don't get assists.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was-
Kyrie is a way more skilled basketball player, but he's also in a different circumstance. You know, Houston is just awful, so you know Kyrie's been blessed to play with some really good players, so he wins. I would say he wins more, which in turn make it seem like he's had a better career. So, plus, he's been around a lot longer.
Yeah, true. I did just
So-
hate on a very young player.
Sometimes you got to look at it as you could take two careers that are exactly the same, but if one guy say two guys they both average 25 for a career, they both have 2 championships, they have all-stars, blah blah blah. If one is the number 1 pick, then he's expected. If one is a second-round pick, then he overcame, you know, all the obstacles. So it just depends on where you're drafted as opposed to the team you go to. You know, everything is kind of. It just depends on how your path is laid. So, you know, I've never been. Full disclosure, I'm biased when it comes to people, and I'm a big hater.
Big
So
hater.
some of the things I say, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Jalen Green is not one of my favorite players. And I'll leave it at that. I don't want to disrespect the young man.
But
He's doing
what
big
about like
things.
when was Dame drafted? What pick? Like early first round.
He was drafted quite early, yeah.
So you said somebody with like they have similar careers like Jimmy Butler. I'd say and Dame have similar careers. Like they both they get to the playoffs, stand up loser. Jimmy's been to the finals a couple of times.
Twice.
But it's like, how do you compare those two players? Jimmy's overcome a lot. Being what was he even drafted?
Yeah.
I think
Who was
he was
Lillard?
second.
Yeah, he was drafted. Well, you can look at it like this though. Whereas Dame, he had his rise he had a slower rise, I think. But once he got to where he was, he decided to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you stay somewhere long enough, the team will be good. They'll be bad, then they'll be good. Like it's ebbs and flows, as opposed to Jimmy Butler, who's been fortunate enough to switch teams, so he didn't necessarily have to go through all those peaks and valleys. You know, he went from Philly, who was a championship contender, you know, had some issues, and then he moved on to another team. You know what I mean? So you can look at it. There's so many different ways of looking at it, but it's all circumstance. Perfect example. If Magic doesn't go to the Lakers and Bird doesn't, if they swap careers, you know, it's a whole different story we're talking about in the NBA. But just so happened Bird goes to Boston, where it was exactly where he needed to be. Magic goes to the Lakers, where exactly where he needed to be. And then, you know, they have the lottery, where Ewing goes to the Knicks, coincidentally, or the young boys going to the Spurs, coincidentally. You know what I mean? So.
Speaking on that, what do you think? Like, since you've kind of seen like multiple prospects, because I mean, people were saying Vic is like he's the most hyped, or he's the biggest prospect, even over Braun, just because he's 7'5" and can do everything. But people have had the same hype as Braun, but they just didn't produce. But in the way Braun came into the league and he over exceeded expectations, like, how do you think Victor's gonna? Because I mean, he has the hype, but OJ Mayo had the hype, but he never. But he didn't. Zion had the hype, but he's injured. So how do you think Victor's gonna do? And how do you think he's gonna handle the hype that he has? Because people already base him off that. They were just talking earlier the clip of him when he's shooting around. He doesn't make a single shot. So people already stipulations based off of that.
Well, I saw something where I saw a stat one time. I think there were like 10 players drafted over 7'3", and only 2 survived more than 3 years or something. 4 years, something like that. So I mean, history's not in his favor. I will say though, I'll give you a good comparison. Bol, as opposed to, I'm not gonna say they're one and the same, but similar build, play style, whatever. The difference is when Bol was 15, he was playing JV. When my man Vic was 15, he was playing professional basketball. Right. So he was already groomed. And he's not a typical, how old is he? 18, 19? I don't know how old he is.
19, like 19, I think.
Okay, so he's not into, when you listen to him and you talk to him, he's not into hip hop and all that. He's into art. He's a cultured kid. Like he's way more mature than his age. Right. And then he's going into a system that is tailor made for him and his strengths. It's a smaller market, so he doesn't have to worry about the Spurs are protected. So he's going to be pretty much pacified for the first 5 years of his career. So if he doesn't succeed, it'll be his fault and his fault alone, because it's all centered around. It's set up for him to succeed. Like,
he is where he needs to be.
He had Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Manu.
Right,
like all of them.
That whole flick was.
So and the fact that you make them look short, I can't get over that. Like,
yeah, I saw that picture. Yeah. That was pretty amazing. That was crazy.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So Dennis Rodman said a couple days ago that if Larry Bird was in the NBA today, or if he was in this type of NBA, that he'd be playing overseas.
I saw that.
What do you think about that? Because I mean, I've never watched Larry Bird play, so I
saw somebody
playing overseas because he's what? Because he's not
good enough to play in the NBA.
All right. Well, first of all, you have to understand Dennis Rodman played for the Pistons, and they hated the Celtics because the Celtics used to sun them all the time. So you got to take that. I will say, I look at Larry Bird as like Luka.
Okay.
Somebody compared it to Jokic. Like Like just
No.
not the playing style. Just like
No, I don't know. You know why? Because he's not.
No.
not the playing styles, but just like
Not a chance.
No,
not
I think
how they play, but
he's
the way the game
he's too
comes to
slow.
them.
He's too slow. Bird, because let me tell you something. The way Bird can shoot, if he was in this type of NBA where there's no defense, I mean, when they were hand checking and body blasting and busting noses, he was 28, 8, and 8. So I mean, if you do that in this, I don't know. I just made that up on the fly. Body checking, I should say. So if you put him in today's, I think that with this wide open NBA, he would. Now I wouldn't say his numbers would elevate. I think they'd be right where they are, but he would definitely have a lot more threes.
Man got bored and shot left-handed for a game, like and dropped 60.
That was
Dropped 60.
hilarious.
Who does
So,
that?
He was way too skilled. So no, I wouldn't say he's over.
Dude, got
But
him text though. All that shit he be talking.
Yeah, he definitely got text. Yeah, I mean, for that reason, he probably wouldn't be able to play in today's NBA. But because he's probably the worst trash talker, or the best, I guess you can say.
KG.
If you ask the
KG
players,
is crazy.
He be talking out his neck though.
Yeah.
He's saying dumb shit.
Bro, he said something to Tim Duncan like right after his mom died on Mother's Day. He was like, he hit a jumper in his face. He was like, yeah, that's for your moms, knowing that his mom died.
That's
insane,
though.
Talk about living rent free though. I bet Tim Duncan was domed the rest of the game.
No,
Yeah,
I imagine you would be thrown off your game.
Nah,
as soon as you talk
KG
about
is
your
tough.
mom.
If I'm gonna watch a podcast, I'm watching KG and Paul Pierce because Paul Pierce just be off it. KG
He's
actually
a hater. He wants his flowers. That's why.
Yo, imagine those two and Gilbert Arenas on a podcast.
Bro, yeah, no, they were bringing up something about how Paul Pierce didn't actually get hurt in that game 6. He had to take a shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
said,
he was like, I didn't have to shit.
He was mad. I think this shit his pants or something. Like
he
that.
said, "What I went back in the game with the same shorts."
Yeah,
He said,
bro.
In a wheelchair.
Crazy.
They just be on Paul Pierce's dick.
Where's Paul Pierce all time?
In
Like,
one
not-
position.
Shooting guard.
He's not a shooting guard.
Okay, small forward.
Why are you so mad?
That's not his position. Like,
Small forward.
he's not even close to shooting guard.
I mean,
Was he in the top 75?
Yeah, he was.
he won a championship with the Celtics. Of course, he is in the top 75.
Whatever.
Clay out of the top 75, Bill.
Clay out of top 75 is insane.
Ooh.
There's a lot of subs, but it's it's hard. There's a lot if you replace
I
somebody.
mean, there's not that many.
it's like-
There's not that many current players that can be in the top 75 because
It's
there
hard,
was already
man.
a top 50. You only added 25.
So they
players.
say you shouldn't lose your spot. You shouldn't. They say certain players say you shouldn't. The older players say you shouldn't lose your spot just because.
somebody better come along.
Because it's not comparable.
But it's all relative.
Yeah, it's relative because it's not comparable.
Of course, it's better because the game has evolved.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're better.
Right.
If you compare
They're
what
better
they
in the
did
league
in
than
their
they're
era,
right.
if you change the way the game was played in your era, then you deserve to be on the top 75.
Is that how they were?
Bill
is that how they were
Walton should
judging
not
them?
be in the top 75.
Who?
Bill Walton. Garbage.
Really?
NBA top 75.
Stats the otherwise.
No, they don't. He
Really?
scored 6,000 points in his career. Look it up.
Says 6,000.
Yes.
I thought he was a defensive monster. Though.
Trash.
Oh God.
He won in the 78. I think he won. He first got in the league, but then he started getting hurt. So he only scored like 6,000 points.
I just know I hate.
Now
him.
UCLA, if you want to put him in the Naismith Hall of Fame for basketball, absolutely 100%. Because when he was at UCLA, he
When
dominated.
he won 4 championships, right? Or 3.
He won 3. He won 3 championships. He got Rookie of the Year, I think. He won the championship in like 78, and he got a 6-man. But he only scored 6,000 points. So, Hall of Fame, absolutely. Top 75, no.
You think people get inducted in the Hall of Fame too easily?
I was about to say that.
They let everybody in the Hall of Fame.
Everybody.
It's like, what does it even mean now?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, damn.
So what players?
Certain players are going to get in, but man, I will not watch.
What players now do you think should get in and shouldn't? That probably will.
Wait, should or who will?
Some that
So
will.
Dwight
and
Howard
shouldn't.
will get in.
Yeah.
Draymond Green will get in.
Yeah.
Dwight
deserves
but
it.
Dwight.
Draymond deserves it.
Dwight should.
Stop hating for 2 seconds. Draymond deserves it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Draymond does deserve it.
Man's a 4-time champ. He's a defensive monster. DPOY. He got one of the. Wait, he's the second person ever to get a quadruple
And he was a key factor in that.
In what?
In the greatest franchise.
He the second player to get a quadruple double.
No. What? Dave Robinson got a quadruple
I said
double.
second person.
Elijah one got a quadruple double.
Okay, it's the third.
That's just the ones I remember. There's some other ones.
No.
Or maybe not. You can check. Fact check. Where's Underdog? You got Underdog?
Who's underdog?
You don't watch? NBA, TNT?
No, I don't have that.
That's cable.
That's money.
Dwight Howard will be in the
I mean, he won it. I mean, he had MVP.
Was he in top
right,
25?
No.
Oh, he was mad at
I am
AD for that,
okay
right?
with that.
How did Nate Thurmond
Yeah,
get
because
one?
he blamed it.
Who's Alvin?
Yeah.
Who's Alvin Robertson?
He played for the Bucks. He was like a steals.
He had one of his. He had 10
He had
steals.
steals. Yeah, because he was a defensive giant.
It's stupid.
He gets 10 steals.
Steals
a
is
game.
crazy.
Played for the Bucks.
So he's the 5th one. Oh, maybe he never even got one because I don't even see his name on here.
See? Just be chatting.
No. I'm about to look up Draymond's stats. He deserves it.
Stats are 8, 8, and 8.
He deserves it.
So you don't think he deserves
Yeah,
it?
quadruple single.
Yeah, he definitely deserves it. He did definitely get a triple single.
But stats also don't. You know,
Bro, but we know he's a key player in the dynasty.
yeah, exactly. I'm
I
saying
know he's
stats
gonna
don't
make
tell
it.
you
I'm
every.
saying-
But I'm saying,
every
do you
I'm
think
just
that
saying they
there
put
is-
everybody in the Hall of Fame. If
But
you
do
want
you-
to be in the Hall of Fame, go average 10 points for 12 years. You'll
But
be-
do you think he deserves it? Is what I'm asking.
Draymond?
Yes.
Who was average?
I mean, if you look at it, if you look at the criteria, Dwight Howard deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Until he wins some shit.
I mean, he had three defensive player of the year, I think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if
He's
you
one of
look
the
at he
leading
deserves to
assistants.
be
He's
in
one of the
there. If you look at the
Yeah,
criteria,
his
You know what I mean? Like,
but the
he-
eye
his prime
test
was
for
his
me,
story.
I'm just like, I mean,
What about Haslam?
I was just about to
what
ask.
about-
Hall of
he'll
Fame.
be in the Heat Ring of Honor. Or whatever.
They'll retire.
They'll put
or
him in
some
that.
shit.
Okay, alright.
There's no way.
I was like, okay, good. Just like,
Not even on his best. No.
Yeah, no. Okay, I do want to get into one topic though. I think this would be. I don't know how much. I asked you about it earlier though. The top 10 NBA, since we're in free agency, top 10 NBA free agents of all time. I didn't know Shaq was a free agent. Well, I'm assuming he signed with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So, how crazy was that? Because I mean they're ranking that over LeBron's.
Because we'll put it like this. Him and Penny Hardaway just beat Jordan and the Bulls to go to the finals
Horace Grant, right?
with Horace Grant. You just dethroned the champ, right? I mean, granted, he only played 19 games that year, something like that. But that's a big thing coming off 3 feet. So they go there, they get swept, but they lost to Olajuwon and the Rockets. So you're looking at the future because Hardaway 6'7", 6'8", point guard, 25 and 7. He was unguardable, and you got this behemoth of a man on the because he was still scoring 28 and 14. He was giving Akeem all he could handle.
Right.
They just weren't ready. So you could see that team with D. Scott and Nick Anderson. I mean, they were set to ascend. But then, same thing with Shaq and Kobe. Penny won. When it came down to the money, they was like, we're gonna give it to the guard. So Shaq is like, okay, well, I need my cut, and they're just like, no, we're not gonna give it to you. So Jerry West said, no problem, we'll give it to him. So he bounced, and rightfully so. I do the same thing. It's all about the money.
Is it?
No, but back then it was. They offered him $120 million, I think.
I feel like now it's still.
No,
Well, now they're just giving. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still about the
people are
money.
chasing rings. It's about
It's still it's still about money. Because if you look at any interview, right?
I think it's different about money.
Any interview of these guys now, and I kind of wish I'd known this when I was your age, because I probably would have saved tons of money on jerseys and all that stuff. They tell you go in, you get your money, and you get out. That's why when Melo was in the Knicks and he had a chance to leave, they said half the people said he would leave, half the people said he wouldn't. And I'll never forget Stephen A., who I'm not the biggest fan, but he said Melo's not leaving because if he leaves, he's walking away from $35 extra million. and he stayed. And he re-signed. They were not good, but he didn't want to walk away. That's $30 million you're leaving on the table.
That's a lot of money.
Who does that? Just like Draymond, he opted out, right? How much was he making this year? Next year?
Well, he's getting less money.
But more years.
For a year, but he's getting more years, so the total.
Yeah,
True.
100.
They were
He's
gonna
gonna hang around for 4 more years.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll take that pay cut, no problem. But I'll be here for 4 more years.
$1 million less. They were only going to sign him. He's getting $25 million for the next 4 years. He was going to get 26 for the 1 year extension. So
Yeah, see.
26.5
So,
or something like that.
so it's always about the money. And then once you get to a certain point, when you've made enough money, that's like, all right. The first couple years, you're playing for that second contract because that's the big one. Then you plan for that max deal, and during that time is when that's when you hit your prime, 27 to 32. That's when you're trying to win rings, and that's when you're building your legacy in that 5-year span. And then once you hit the other side, now it's like, let me go hang on, get some dough, and get try to get a ring or whatever the case may be. That's how you can tell when dudes are balling, like when they 19, 18, and you can watch how they play. They're real selfish.
Yeah.
18, 19, 21, 20. Then once they get that bag, it's like, all right, now I can kind of settle in and try to be the star or whatever I'm supposed to be.
They just said that on the Gilbert Arenas
You know what I
podcast
mean?
with Amon Shumpert.
Oh, did
They
they?
were talking about the money. Yeah, they were just talking about that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
What you
Okay.
talking about?
The second person is LeBron James. There's no reason to talk about it. I mean, I remember where I was when they were talking about the decision.
I'm
whatever.
surprised. I thought that would have been first, but
Yeah, me too. That's why I wondered how big Shaq was signing.
Shaq was.
I do want to point
massive.
out the decision, that whole thing. He got all this backlash for it because he was the only one that has ever gone on a national television, made a huge big deal about us signing. Normally it just comes out on a radio show or whatever before, but he was the one that got interviewed and was yeah, I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach. No one had ever done that before, so everyone was like, wow, he's so self-centered. Look at this arrogant guy, right? But he used all that money. He partnered with ESPN to do the decision, and he donated all that money to Feed America.
And the YMCA too, I think.
Yeah, and he didn't say anything. He didn't say yo, everyone stop hating on me. I donate all the money. Nah, he just took it. Just took it on the chin, all the criticism, everything, and then he just
Yeah, you're right.
real G.
Although the YMCA that he gave the money to was in a well-to-do.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. Listen, when it comes to off the court,
Right, it's not
LeBron,
personal. We're not talking about
he's-
personality.
man, everything about that.
Off the
dude,
court, Brown.
Everything about that dude's legacy.
He's a role model.
I love it. I love it. He's just not my favorite player. That's all. That's
James.
Okay. Anyway. All right.
Respect.
Number
Respect.
3 is KD.
To the Warriors.
To the Warriors, yeah.
It's just free agency.
I remember where I was at
He just
Well,
when he
Yeah,
went from
but
OKC to
him as a
Golden
free
State.
agent. Yeah, probably that one.
but yeah.
But I mean, in recency, still him going to the Nets, him also going to the
And the
Suns.
Suns too. Yeah.
So I mean, just him. I just wanted to brush over him just because I wanted to know.
Wait, was he a free agent when he went to the Suns?
No.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, this is free agents. True. Yeah, you're right. What's it called? I wanted to know because we had talked about it on a previous podcast. If you think him doing this team hopping championship, blah blah blah, is it tainting his legacy at all?
Who?
Kevin Durant.
I mean, I come from an era where you stay with the team you play with. So, but at the same time, everyone else is doing it. So why is it tainting? No, because when he goes to another team, he's still the best player on that team. Every team he's on, he's the best player.
Do you think that's
So-
a big thing that's changed from in the game, loyalty to teams?
Yes, because everybody wants to be a friend.
But it's also it's not their fault because businesses. I mean, teams.
It's
It is
not
a
their
business.
fault.
They don't have
Yeah.
loyalty to them either.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'm
their
saying.
fault because when I give you 200, look at it like this. I just gave Westbrook $200 million, right? So if I'm able to give you $200 million, how much money do you think I got?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say, it's all the business, and that's
Look at the Marcus
that's
Smart deal.
fine.
The heart and
That's
soul of
fine.
the Celtics.
And I think that's the difference because back then
Well,
they
not
weren't making that
necessarily.
kind of money. So it's like, it's not about the money; it's about the game. It's
Yeah.
about love. It's about me.
It's about
And-
winning.
Exactly. So they cared about it more because the money wasn't really there. In the first, I mean, Magic Johnson was making $1 million a year, a mil. He signed a 25-year, $25 million contract. That's what he signed.
That mill back then was probably worth like what, 15 now.
And I mean, I don't think inflation is.
Well, he's worth more now than he was worth then. That's all I know. So it was about the winning, and they like to compete.
Yeah.
They like to compete, and the sad thing is, it has trickled down to the youth. So everyone wants to be your friend. No one wants to compete. It's so bad
What do you
now.
mean they want to be a friend?
Yeah.
Like all the top ranked players going to the same school in high school.
Oh, they just want to. Well,
Like, what's
is
the
that they
point
want
of
to be a
that?
friend, or they just want to team up to win?
Even in general, but still, that's the same thing.
I mean,
No,
all
no.
the people with
Yeah.
social media, they're following each other, reposting, supporting.
Yeah.
I think okay,
I
but
think
at the
you're
end,
perfect.
but the end game is to get a ring, to get a chip. Like that's.
I
why
don't-
they're teaming
honestly,
up. they're not
It's
trying
not
to be.
though.
I think if
Is
you
it- they just
asked
wanna
like
play with
Jalen
each-
Green
play with
3
each
years
other?
ago, if he wanted to get a ring, he would be like, yeah. But I don't think
No,
it
but I'm
would be
talking
his
about, like-
main priority. He's trying to go hoop, get a bag, average 25.
But like Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant hooked up in Brooklyn with James Harden and Kyrie because they wanted to win, not because they wanted to be all buddy and friends with each other.
But that's different because that's the NBA, not high school.
Oh well,
Yeah.
well, you're saying.
And
Are we not
you
talking-
Look at
We're
AAU.
talking about high
Okay.
school. In high school,
Yeah.
like it just starts off being.
None of those dudes play against each other. They
But
don't
I think
compete against each other.
I think it's also that they're gonna make each other look good together. Like if you got the best players on your
But if
AAU
you
team,
okay, I'll give you an example. If you got let's say team takeover, right? Baltimore school, whatever, and you got 3 dudes, the top 3 guys in the 2025 class, all playing on that team.
Mhm.
What's the point?
like I said, I think they make it if they're winning games, they're blowing people out. You're making each other look good. If you're all averaging 20+ points a game,
But then
Look, now
but-
you're competing against each
But
other.
you should be competing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should be competing against each other. Perfect example. When I saw Henry Giles was the #1 player in the country. Harry Giles. No, actually, I take that back. Was Harry Giles the #1 player?
Harry Giles is
Harry Giles was #1. I think Dennis Smith Jr. was 2,
Jason Tatum.
and then Jason Tatum was 3, right?
Yeah.
And then Giles got hurt,
Mhm.
and then Smith emerged, and then he got hurt, right? So Jason Tatum was up, and then that's when I first saw they played against his team. He was the #2 player in the country. They played against DeMatha. DeMatha had Markelle Fultz,
Mm-hmm.
and it was this big thing, this big matchup. Jason Tatum went out there and dropped 40, and became the #1 player. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Jason Tatum and Dennis Smith Jr. on the same team.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Why am I'm not gonna watch the game. There's no reason.
I feel like it started. It was like super real when Duke got Zion, Cam, and RJ.
Heck no.
I would say.
Heck no. You can go back to when.
No, I'm saying like
Fab
that's when
Five.
it became
No,
like,
man.
Fab Five was crazy.
Yeah, but those dudes
Fab Five
weren't.
was
But
in
those dudes
2000.
weren't all
Well,
like.
it was 99.
It's you want to look at it, it's when
Fab Five
Kentucky
was
when
1992.
Kentucky used to get 5 top 10 players.
Yeah.
That's when
That's what I
John
was
Wall,
gonna say.
Patterson,
yeah.
Cousins, like
LeBron, Fab Five.
Yeah,
Brendan
high school.
Knight, or the team that had
About that.
Anthony
Oh, so Fab
Davis,
Four.
the
Oh, they're
twins, the 2 twin brothers. Oh boy, I played for the Hornets, not Hornets, the Bobcats. Where the jacked up jump shot, I forgot his name.
Sean Marion.
No,
Oh, Gilchrist. Michael K. Gilchrist.
yeah, that team, that Kentucky team, like all of them just were 5. All of them were top 10 in the nation.
They still lost in championship.
Who's doing that
No,
now?
they won the championship.
That was
Wait, which one are you talking
They
about?
won with AD, didn't
They
they?
won with AD.
Oh, I think it's on.
AD was
I think it's
crazy.
on
The
the.
Brown.
But the one that had Cousins and all them with John Wall and all
Oh
that,
yeah.
they didn't win, but they had 5. They had 5 dudes too,
Yeah.
and then some of them didn't leave. So and they were supposed to leave, but then whatever happens. And now at some point, one time he had like 8 top 10 players on the Kentucky roster. Like, come on, man, what are we doing? What's the point?
Like, bro.
So I personally don't like that because I like to compete. I'll give you an example. Me coaching against him. And people used to say, how can you coach against your kid? Because I like to compete.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to compete. So we're going to compete against each other. It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to not do it because he's there.
I get that.
That's how you talk to do. You shoot. And I've watched y'all against each other. You guys don't take it easy. You go harder against each other than you do So that's just me. You know.
I do want to go off topic, real quick, since we do have my guest here. And we do gotta clear something up between me and my crew member a lot. Let's just revisit, because he did used to coach me. He swears for some reason that they did beat us in the championship.
Oh,
I just wanted to.
hell no!
I just wanted to clear that. If we can just tell the viewers what happened
Absolutely not.
and just refresh memories that people that remember. And just
It
don't
was
remember.
an.
It was not a whooping. Nah, it was not a
Whooping.
whooping. It was not a whooping.
I think we won by 30.
Yeah, cap. Nice cap. 30 ball. No,
We definitely won in overtime. I know that for a fact.
We had the better coach. We had the better players.
Wait, time out.
Whoa.
Who had a better coach?
That's my dad.
Okay. I think you guys. What do y'all say? What do y'all say?
Anyone want to do?
Wait.
Your players carried you.
Listen.
We had the better plan.
We had the better players.
I guess I don't know.
Right after. I was good.
Okay, so let's
Back then.
let's clear this.
When did you get
Is
good?
this
Yeah.
mic on? Is this mic
Yeah, it's
on?
on.
Yeah. Let's clear this up. Full disclosure. Your team was more talented, right? Your team was more talented. You had the better guards.
Who was our guard? You don't. I feel like you don't remember.
You had Brandon, Beanard.
Bino was no.
Yes, you did.
Stop it. Brandon was tough.
We had.
Brandon was tough.
You
He
had-
had
you
a
had-
little fat lips.
Right? Didn't have, oh no, you didn't have Beanard. You
I
didn't
know
have
we
Beanard.
didn't have
Yeah,
Logan.
y'all-
Didn't have
I forgot-
Logan.
you
They
know-
had the
No, Yo had Logan.
No, we
Y'all had
didn't.
Logan.
We didn't have Logan. Do we have
Oh,
Logan?
we had Logan.
I know y'all
You
had
had
Logan.
Sisler.
Oh,
Mike Sisler.
Sislo.
Yeah, him. You had the little dude.
He was
Who
tall.
faked his own death. What's his name?
Jaden.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that was
yeah.
crazy.
Jaden Wright.
You had
I just want
you
to
had Barrick. You had
You had Ryan Barrett.
you had Lefty.
and Presley.
You had Lefty.
Right, y'all took Presley
Addison
from us.
and
Addison
Presley.
and Presley.
Look, we had
And A-Rob.
and
That's
A-Rod.
pretty nuts. That's
You know,
pretty
we had
Me,
John Weber.
Snell.
We had
Johnny was a shooter.
we had.
He
my
broke his
man.
finger
He
that
broke
game.
his finger the first
That game.
First 2 minutes into the game, broke his finger.
We had who?
Ethan. Y'all Ethan too.
Ethan was a
Oh
shooter.
yeah, we had.
Hey, I'm ready. Hey, I'm
We
ready.
had-
You want to know how I used to get outlets and just throw that joint?
we had Smoot, Nile, we had
John
Nile,
Athletic,
Dog.
always.
Dog.
Snap.
we had
Yeah, Snake.
we had Snake,
What year was this?
Savion, and we had Logan, and we had
Logan was a dog.
Logan
Pritchard.
Oh, come on,
We had
right.
Pritchard.
We had Brandon Pritchard on our team, bro.
And-
Was Brandon tough?
no, it was awful.
But he used to get buckets on the low when he used to look.
No way.
Uh.
What year was this?
You know why?
Briggs, I don't know.
Because he had a pretty good coach. So
Y'all had a way better team.
that's what I'm
Y'all
saying.
had a way better
That's what I'm saying. And his dad's way more experienced in this realm of Frederick coaching.
Yeah,
So I was pretty new. This is the issue.
Damn.
The first we knew we had the two people I worried about was Addison and Ryan. Because I only had one
Ryan
person.
used
I
to
was
hoop.
mocking
I
Addison.
only had one person. He could guard one, he couldn't guard both. So I'm like, crap, man. I don't know what to do. The first 30 seconds of the game, I watched Addison, and I looked at my assistant. I said, oh, we straight. He don't want to play today. So I put him on Ryan. I put Nile. We spent the whole week. Y'all don't know this. The whole week, Nile played nothing but defense. That's all we did the
That
whole
joke
week.
was too funny.
We got that game. He had like 6 blocks that game. I'm just saying.
Yo, I think
And
he
then-
pinned- I think he
And
pinned
then
one
Johnny
too.
broke his
I'm pretty
hand,
sure he
broke
pinned
his
one.
finger. The first. Oh, we had Chris.
Yeah, Tinsley. He went crazy. that
No,
game.
no, Chris Pondock.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
he
we
was
had
on the
Tinsley.
team.
No, we had Chris Pondock.
Play Chris Pondock, dog. Y'all know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Tinsley.
Oh, the Asian boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Dog.
now.
Yeah.
So, the point guard.
By the way,
Yeah.
he'll be a millionaire in the next
Yeah, he's
4
gonna be a-
years.
yeah,
This is
bro.
ridiculous. But anyway, so
He's like his own happens.
he broke his hand, so I had to put him at the wing and took Johnny's
But you
place.
love
And then I had Nile and Snay running the baseline, whatever.
I feel like now we had y'all think we had a better team because of names, but
No, you
back
had a
then,
better
bro,
team then.
Back
Bro,
then,
bro,
Because Ryan, nobody,
Andrew
because
was trash.
Ryan was.
Andrew Robinson was trash.
And bro,
He was
Was
trash.
he? Was he poop?
He was trash.
bro, we were all the same skills.
He was a
We were
little
like,
chubby.
we were fifth
Right.
grade.
You know he was trash.
Ryan was a beast.
Ryan
Ryan was
Addison was
he was
really the
tall.
main
And
player.
Addison was a beast.
Addison and Ryan were our main
Yeah.
players.
He had the goggles on, right?
And-
Yeah,
and the point that we
And
had
then
was
he
Andrew.
was chunky.
The point of
Wait, A-Rod could shoot though.
Andrew
That's the
Italiano.
thing.
Not A-Rod.
Oh, that's
It
right.
was Italiano. I knew you didn't remember.
That's right.
Yeah,
he
it was
went. He
Italiano.
moved to like Wisconsin or something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude was
Football
tough,
player with the
man.
gap?
With a gap?
He had a fat old gap in his head.
That's
I
right.
was on a point guard.
Bro, he had a buzz
But
fade
this is
and
the
the
thing.
fucking
So
gap.
the reason so I used to tell Logan, every team played zone, right? I used to tell Logan because he was like a little
just
bowling
ran
ball.
through that jump like
The
this.
first play of the game, I said, just drive straight down the middle. If they get in front of you, just run them over. If they don't, shoot the layup. And every game, the first play, he just went straight
Bro,
down
no
the
cap,
middle.
bro.
And that
I
would
really
decide
went like this,
how the
yeah.
game. That would decide how the game would go. Like sometimes we would be up.
Like,
And this is why
still does that too.
And this is why Brandon, Brandon and them did good, and it paid off because sometimes we were playing a game, and like in the first 2 minutes, my starters, the score would be like 14-1, and I'd be like, I call timeout, 3 minutes in, great job guys, you're sitting for the rest of the game, and then I would play the other dudes the rest of the game. So when it came time when we needed to make a shot in like real games, Brandon would hit that joint. And everyone's like, I don't know how you did it. I'm like, oh, so, you know. That was a great game. Overtime, that was sweet.
That was a good game. That was a good game.
I wish I played.
And I let your dad know
played
every time. Every time it comes up on the memory of my feed, I send it to your Because, full disclosure, I've never lost to another BCRC team.
We got a ship one year though. I forgot what it was. I know we got a ship.
I never lost ever.
And we would have
Except for
won.
one
My
game.
last year, we would have ran through the league, but they got mad at us and kicked us up out of there. So
Meyer.
Wait,
Was that the year?
My fault. We only
I
lost.
think I was playing that year.
yeah,
We only lost 1 year.
Nah, they it was some BS.
we never
they
lost.
said they said our
I thought
line
we
was
lost
too
the
old.
1 year to those one dudes. Or we came back. Remember we lost in the buzzer beater? But I didn't know if that was the
We never
playoffs.
lose on a buzzer
Yes, we
beater.
did because I was crying. OD.
And TK.
And I had my hair sprayed.
We lost. Oh yeah. That's when Presley and the inbound stepped in
Oh
bounds
my god.
3
you
times in a
idiot.
row.
Who would ever do that?
Because he just kept stepping in the bounds. I'm like, Presley, what? Yeah,
Oh
we
my
did lose
God.
that time. And then we lost to Fort Detrick.
They were
the
dogs,
2 6'3" dudes.
Fort Detrick was
And then they
dope.
had Jalen Husky
Oh yeah.
at
bro.
9 years old
Yeah.
playing with the 13-year-olds. And I'm like, who is this little kid?
Husky. I feel like I remember
Makes
that.
sense.
No, you would know Jalen Husky.
Yeah.
He went to he's at Bowling Green.
He's
He's
tough.
playing football.
Yeah, he went to
He wasn't.
Middletown, then he went to
Especially
Oh
with
yeah,
the
It
Warriors.
was your year, right?
Yeah.
full
Oh,
circle.
yeah, he is
And then I
tough.
coached him his senior year in basketball, so that was full circle.
He was on Jalen's team. Jalen Booty.
Yeah,
Hey, you think?
Yeah.
yeah, he's tough. Good kid.
All right, cool. I just wanted to
Shout
get that
out
out the
Husky.
way. Just wanted to clear it up. Everyone knows
It was
when
a
we
good
talk
game.
hoops.
It was a great game.
I've
Undefeated.
always been the best hooper.
No, you
in
got
the
carried
squad.
by Logan.
I've been the
Overtime.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Nah, his was
Jumper was
Undefeated.
It
BCRC.
was
Undefeated versus every. Thank you. Thank you.
Damn.
Doc.
Doc has more range.
Shout out, Doc.
Doc has
He
more
definitely
range.
does.
He won with Eris and me.
Let's just go show the camera onto that little
Doc has more
trophy
range.
over there.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
I have to count.
Because he coached Eris too.
Wait,
Oh,
no,
right,
but
right,
he's
right. You're right.
Yeah.
I coached
I
Eric
was
too.
saying, I was about to say, he
But
started
we got
coaching.
kicked out of the league though.
He stopped pushing out the
No, but no. Eric
We
played 2
kicked.
years.
We got
Eric
kicked
played-
out.
Eric played 2 years.
But he still won with you like
Yeah,
twice.
we won the first year, and then the next year we got kicked out. That was when Joe broke his hand
Oh,
right,
yeah,
on the backboard. Frank was out all the
Bro.
time. Eris was busy with track or something.
Yeah.
That's the year we got
Right.
kicked out. We had
No.
because that's why we picked up our mom.
And you had EP,
And
right?
that's why we got kicked out.
And that's why we got
Because
kicked
of you fools.
What?
You gotta-
You picked him up.
Because that's
we
your
wanted to play with
boy.
him, but bro, it wasn't even that serious. Like
He
they
was trash,
Like bro, just
too.
nah, he was hitting them.
He could shoot.
Nah. This is the thing, though,
He
man.
was a shooter.
This is the
Ball
thing.
stroking
They
shit.
kicked us out. This is way off topic.
Oh shit.
They kicked us out. We were 3-2. We weren't even doing good
Were we?
at the time. We were 3.
Yeah, 'cause you
Because
was losing.
remember,
BSing.
remember, y'all was BSing. And
Yeah.
I kept yelling at y'all. And I'm like, man, y'all wasting my time.
Remember I came to your games.
Was it
bro, you
Adrian
lost to-
We lost to
Did you lose a white boy team?
You lost to Urbana one time. Remember, it was
What
at
the
the
heck,
end of the
yeah.
game because you went and did the float and they called the charge.
Was it at home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's when I was yelling at y'all.
Yeah.
So we were 2 and
I did not
3,
sell that game though.
and this is the messed up part.
You're so cool.
I did not sell
They
that.
said he was over age, right? He was. I mean, he was 18.
It was 17. He just turned
He
18.
just turned 18. But the crazy part about it was they said he was like an influence. So he scored 20 points during that time in the 5 games.
In the whole
In
5 games.
In 5 games, he scored 20 points.
Yeah.
But that's the crazy part. He scored 14 in 1 game, and we lost that game. So I'm like, how is he helping me? He's definitely not helping me. He's awful. And then one time in practice, everyone's talking about Fortnite, and I was getting hot. I'm like, if y'all don't shut up about Fortnite, and then I said this, unless y'all are making money off of Fortnite, I don't want to hear it. And they were all like,
Armand had like 14 grand in his bank.
I'm like, what do you mean making money? I said, how much you won in the last tournament? Like 15. 100. Or you can talk about Fortnite. None of y'all others can talk about Fortnite. I had crazy squads. I even had Hoffrichter.
Well, you haven't had
that was
buckets.
no. We were in Walkersville.
I had EP.
We were in Walkersville. Me and EP was a crazy backcourt. EP was
tough. I had a cheat code.
EP was tough.
I had a cheat code. It's not fair.
That one game in Walkersville, everybody on the team scored. We were up by like 20.
Oh my god,
and
you were
just
trying
feeding
so hard,
Adam the rock.
That was a funny
and he
game
missed
ever.
every single. We were like, please get a bucket. Like, yeah.
He finally scored, and that coach cussed me out. I said, hey,
bro, like,
I used to go to those games. I used to wish I could hoop with y'all, bro. I'd be like, bro, let me
was
on
fun,
the court.
I used to wish I could hoop with y'all.
So like, go out there just have fun. Oh man,
That was a good time out there, boy.
all right, tough.
Life was easy.
Well, we appreciate you coming on to the podcast. Feel free to come on another time.
Hey man, I appreciate you. I just want to say, I love what y'all are doing here, and this boy makes some crazy comments. Watch for this one. Watch for this one.
Oh. Just wait till Jordan Poole goes.
Oh my
wait,
God,
wait till he has an All-Star season when he got a
Okay,
whole
All-Star season is crazy, but he'll definitely improve a lot. He will be he's gonna be the first option on the Wizards. He has a lot of room to improve.
I feel like you should give him like 30 seconds just to say whatever he has to say about Savannah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
We'll be here for more than 30 seconds.
I'm not gonna.
We'll be here for more than 30 seconds. Kyle gonna have to do a lot of editing. You have to sit here and do that.
See his face light up when I said that?
He said,
Let me ask you ask you a question, right?
oh yeah.
Do we have time?
Yeah, we got time.
As a pitcher, right? What do you feel about the guy who just did a perfect game? Did you watch it?
Hell yeah.
You watched it? I should have turned it on.
I watched it too.
I watched.
I don't know anything about
Once
this.
I got
They
the
do 10 strikeouts.
it was
No, that's okay.
Nah, that's
That's
okay.
different.
once I got the notification in the 6th inning, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like 14 up, 14 down. I was like, oh yeah, I'm watching. And it was honestly, the A's are terrible. So like, it's
That's what I said.
But you can't take nothing away
But
from
yeah,
that.
no,
yeah.
can't take, I mean, perfect game. They're professional hitters. So like, but he was just balling the zone. I mean, he only threw 99 pitches. So like,
Yeah, I saw that.
he was just keeping the ball in the zone. Yeah.
So what do you think about, like, I know this is during basketball season, but what do you think about like baseball just as far as in the US as far as popularity? Is it gaining? Is it losing? Or is it
I would definitely say it's. No, I would say it's losing. Everyone thinks boring. Everyone thinks baseball is boring. I mean, baseball is boring to me. That's why I'm a pitcher. So like, when I'm in the game, like the ball is always in my hand. So like that's the only reason I play. Cause like if I'm,
so if you're doing anything else, if you're doing any other position,
I mean being out, you just like sitting there wait. Yeah, I would still play, but I mean the only reason I stopped hitting because I can't see, and then I was alright at pitching, so I just started doing that. But I mean, yeah, baseball in general. I mean, and if you look at the how many perfect games there's been in the past couple of years, there was 3 in 2012. And there hasn't been one for 11 years. And my personal opinion is they started juicing the balls so that people would start watching games. Because there was a point in like 2012, 2013 where they were like, bro, the games are like 1-2 and there's only like 1 home run every 3 games. Like no one wants to see that.
Now there's a bunch of home runs.
Now it's home runs every single game, and like people actually like. I mean, you saw the Reds. The Reds are going on a tear, and like their games are packed out. Yeah. The Orioles are really good this year. Their games are packed out. So I think like. I think baseball is doing what they can to like,
and they're trying to speed it up to get more watchers.
Yeah, so
that I don't like, but
the College World Series had like the most watch ever, So I mean, I think it's making a comeback, but I think it was
I
at
think
it was at a low point.
I think
I'm
this
not
year
gonna lie.
specifically, I think the rules. I actually thought they helped the game a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I just don't like the pitch.
You would see that, but if you watch the game, I think it's tough. But
I
you're a
just-
pitcher, so
I just don't like how it can decide a game. Like it can decide an at bat. I think it'd be okay, but once it gets to 3-2, I don't think it should decide whether you walk the guy or
yeah, I agree with that.
So if you're trying, because I mean it happened in our games this year. Like we would be playing, and it'd be like a really important at bat. And it'd be a 3-2 count, and we wouldn't be on the rubber or something, and they'd be like, yeah, that's 20 seconds. But it wasn't even our fault. Like, it was like the pitch comm thing would mess up,
Right.
just like a technology error. And we would step off, look at it again, it would reset, and then 20 seconds goes by, and then we have another ball on the batter, and then he walks. I mean, it's just like, and the games have been decided like that. I mean, it's kind of nuts. So, I don't like that part of it, but speeding up the games, definitely. I mean, we play games now in like 2.5 hours. I mean, and before my freshman year, it was like 4 hours.
Yeah, the game time
Yeah.
went down like 30
Smooth
minutes in MLB.
smooth
It's
4
tough.
hours.
Well, I guess that's a good thing for some of the games, man.
Yeah, they be dragging on.
Dragging. So, all right, last question, then we can go back to basketball. So, because 2012 in the games, and then you had like Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa shooting up, and allegedly Barry Bonds never got caught. A-Rod, I think it's Barry Bonds. Yeah. So, do you think that was good for baseball?
Yeah.
Okay,
For sure.
Me too. Now, because of that, because it saved baseball, do you feel like those dudes should be denied the Hall of Fame? Barry Bonds never tested positive.
Cheaters?
Yeah. I think that
Barry
they're.
Bonds never tested positive.
But the cheaters? Are they cheaters? Or is that what you guys are calling them?
All right, so
I
okay.
don't call them cheaters.
All right.
Okay,
So I think
performing against
so I think there's a
Cheaters.
there's a misconception.
I mean,
Yes, they should be
in
doing
my opinion, I think even if you take juice, you still have to hit the ball.
So listen to this.
It's hard enough to hit the
So
ball.
listen to this. Juice doesn't make you hit the ball further. Maybe 1 to 2 feet. It's not gonna like act like it's not gonna like genuinely enhance your ability to hit the ball or hit it further. But what it does is it just takes down on recovery time. So like you're able to just like, I mean that's what
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
that's what Braun was doing in Milwaukee. He was getting some type of steroid cream.
I
And
heard about that.
He would just get rubbed down with steroid cream after every single
Okay, but-
game. You know.
Right, hold on.
He's a cheat code. So, okay, so let me ask you this. Brady Anderson, Orioles, went from 17 home runs. You said juicing does not make you hit the ball harder or further, right? He went from 17 to 52.
Oh my god.
What does it make you do?
Well, if you're not fatigued, I honestly don't think it's like, I don't think it's a big like enhancer on like.
Bro, what? 17.
He talking like he juice.
I
to
understand.
52. That's a.
He
I mean,
playing
I get it. If you're tired, all right.
But I'm saying if you're playing, because they play 162 games
But he's an outfielder. He ain't,
or 180 games in. No, I understand that, but 180 games in like 250 days.
right.
So like their season isn't year round.
So
So,
it's just
like
his recovery time.
it's just recovery time. So like, and if you're at your best every single, I mean he's a professional athlete. Like he's a top hitter in MLB for a reason, right? 17 bombs ain't no chump. Isn't.
I know it's not. 52 is pretty good too.
52 is damn good.
I mean, I'm just saying.
52 is damn good. But I'm just saying like.
Sideburns got real long.
But look at Ryan Braun. Boys, I mean he was awful after he stopped juicing. Terrible.
Yeah.
But when he was juicing, he had a all Silver Slugger season, All-Star season.
Yeah.
Like he was crazy.
MVP.
I'm pretty sure he had like 45 bombs.
MVP.
He was tough on him.
But that's what
Of
happened.
course he was, because he was,
It just cuts down on
because he was recovering.
recovery time, bro.
So okay. Well, some of them NBA players need to take some of that recovery, because
Okay. What you about to ask?
Your main question was like, should they be deducted from the Hall of Fame? Though you didn't answer that.
Oh yeah.
he said they're cheaters.
I'm at like
I
Is
think
that cheating?
the whole league was cheating. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole league was doing it. It's just certain ones got caught. That's why I said,
So the
because
ones who got
certain guys. Brady Anderson. But I mean, his career wasn't Hall
so
of
if the
Fame
whole
worthy.
league really is doing it,
Well, they not all.
They're not really cheating. They just got caught.
Because Frank Thomas wasn't doing
It's
it.
fair.
Yeah.
They just got caught.
Full disclosure,
Big hurt.
he's my favorite baseball player of all time. He wasn't doing it, but his numbers were consistent from day one all the way up.
I don't know.
And he was 6'6", 267, 6'6", 260. I mean, he was a
I
tight
think he's
end.
make Hall of Fame.
So-
A-Rod, I love A-Rod.
He is an Hall of Fame.
I know, I'm just saying.
No,
I just wanted the examples.
I don't think so. I just think because it's just like a.
Well, like Barry Bonds, who was the best player in baseball for 9 years because he chose to do something 1 year, allegedly.
He was doing
But
it.
never,
longer than one year.
never tested him. He was 30-30 from here, you know, consistently the
Yeah,
best
30,
player.
30, 30, 30, and then just 72.
Never tested. Positive.
Yeah. I mean, but Barry Bonds,
I mean, Roger
Excited
Clemens
player,
tested. Nolan Ryan did, but he was throwing no hitters at 40.
There's
So
a
that's
lot.
what I'm saying.
There's just so much that used to happen in baseball that, like, honestly just made the game more fun. Like my coach played at Miami in the '80s, and he was saying that they had speed in the dugout.
And I feel like since they saved baseball, they should be not penalized for it. Because when they were saving it, everyone was happy.
I mean, ethically,
But I digress.
Yeah.
So who's back to what we said, who's number 5 on that? Who's the top 10 on that?
Top 10. It was Chauncey Billups 4, Steve Nash 5, Chris Bosh 6, Andre Iguodala 7, Tom Chambers 8, Robert Horry 9, Ray Allen 10.
Huh. Okay.
Ray Allen from what? Supersonics to.
I'm assuming he went to
From the
Heat
Bucks.
because
Or I
he
meant
saved
Bucks, sorry.
LeBron's career.
I'm about to say you just biting swag.
What?
He's just biting at this point.
I'm just saying.
He did.
Biting
Yeah.
down.
Saved
Whatever.
his, saved his legacy.
It still has the career though.
Saved his legacy. I don't know about the career.
Saved his legacy.
That's what
True.
he
Saved his legacy, yeah. The
And then I heard you guys say something. I heard you say something. I was watching about super teams. You said there's only 2 players, not 3.
We can end on this subject pretty quickly. We talking about when we were talking about how he said
You say you don't need big 3 to
I don't
win.
believe in the big 3.
What is it?
Like, that's the winning way.
You mean you don't believe
Team
in-
superstars and more players around them.
That's what you think is the way to win.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think you can win with either one.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I just
Yeah,
feel
I
like
mean,
there's
Jimmy
no
didn't
big.
have-
I just feel like there's no big 3.
He didn't win.
But he
He didn't
won
win.
all the way up. Okay, are we
But he
talking
didn't
about
win.
leagues
So
or winning in general?
it's irrelevant.
Winning.
He didn't win.
But teams have a big 3 without winning. Like the big 3 in the Nets was James.
But we're just
Kyrie-
talking about it before,
Yeah, he's talking about
before
winning.
winning.
Oh, right.
He's talking about
Yeah,
winning.
yeah.
I just feel like
I mean, it depends. Like the Celtics were a big 3. Both Celtics were big 3.
Well, it's hard to like really
The
nail it
Warriors
down
were a big 3.
because a big 3 implies that all of the superstars were taken from opposite or all these different teams and then brought to one team.
Does
Or
it?
is it? Or is it just 3
Or
All-Stars?
is it just, yeah.
that's what
I
I
think
was
it's just
saying.
3
But I'm saying okay, so then the Spurs were
They
the Spurs were a super
classified-
team when they had Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker, and
Yeah.
Kawhi. So that's a quadruple team.
Well, Kawhi wasn't.
It's a super
Kawhi was young and
Kawhi
Ginobili was a
wasn't.
six
Though.
man.
It was Ginobili, Parker, and
So that's the big 3.
yeah.
Kawhi was
So,
rising.
I mean, if you
also.
want to look at
He
it,
wasn't, but he was rising.
is that not a big
I mean,
3?
shit.
though? That is a big
And
3.
they won a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a big 3.
So is
But
it
most
super
teams-
team? Is a big team a super team?
A lot of teams
Is a big
have
3
them.
a super team? Sorry.
Well, a lot of
It
teams
just
have
depends
them.
on the
though.
big 3 though.
Like even
So
Miami
is big
had it.
3.
Even Miami had it. Just
No, 'cause
one had to dumb his game down. That was Chris Bosh. Cleveland had it too. But one had to dumb his game down.
Kevin
That was Kevin Love.
Love.
If a big 3 is 3 All Stars though, then that means they are a super team.
I
Not
don't know,
just
this
the best
All-Stars,
3 players on the team.
Perennial All Stars.
It just depends on the All
Because-
Stars.
Because
Perennial, my
Pistons had 4 All Stars. Hell, the Hawks had 4 All Stars one year.
Like, would you consider the Celtics right now a super team? That's a big 3. Like, that's a big 3. I wouldn't consider them a super team at all.
How's it a big 3?
Kristaps,
Kristaps,
Jaylen Brown, and
Jaylen-
Jason
Oh,
Tatum.
but
I mean-
is he a big? I mean, he
Yeah.
hasn't done nothing
Yeah,
yet.
Kristaps isn't.
He averaged 20 last year. He's one of the best
Yes.
defensive players in the league.
But they haven't played together yet, so you don't know.
But it just based off the paper, they're a big.
Oh, yeah,
three.
Is it a big 3?
So I'm saying, so would
is
you
super
consider them a
team?
super team?
It's not
So
super
so
team.
okay, does
Exactly.
it have to be a certain like caliber of All Star? Okay.
Like a
so
super
what if you
team-
take out one of those All Stars and put like LeBron or
Super team.
team?
But that's just a LeBron. But like, I mean, if you
Like a
put
top
like
10 player?
if you put like Jimmy Butler on the team, that's a super team. Just because like those are
A top 10
three
player.
top 10 players on the same team. That's
Is
crazy.
Jimmy Butler a top 10 player?
right now, probably, but he like 10.
Is he?
Yeah, I put him 10.
In
Everyone
the
knows it's
playoffs, not in the regular
Right,
season.
yeah.
I'm going based off what I just saw and what I've seen this season. I put him at 10. Probably.
If you
Wait.
watch this season, you wouldn't put him as top 10 player.
I just watched him play in the playoffs.
You watched the
So-
playoffs.
so-
But that's his game.
But
So-
most
Playoffs is where you win,
most lists come from regular season.
My list,
But the playoffs is
I'm
where you
putting
win.
him based off of what I just saw, and
Yeah.
that's the highest level of basketball being played. So I'll probably put him 10 because he performed at the highest level.
So a super
I
team
don't
is
care
a
what he
team
does
with
at the regular
2
season.
top 10 players on the same team.
A super team 3, top 10.
3
Yeah, it's a
How about
super
2
team.
top 10 and 1 All Star?
and an All-Star. Yeah, I think that's a super team.
It depends on the All Star.
Because Jaylen Brown is not a top 10, but you put Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum,
Very
and
true.
LeBron on the same team. Now it's a super team.
Yeah, but it
He's an All Star.
but it
he's
has
an
to be.
all-star.
It have to be like a. I just
Is
depends
he
on
an
the
All
All-Star.
NBA player?
Yeah,
Brown.
okay, an All NBA player,
Like,
not an All Star.
Did he make All NBA?
Second team. Second team.
Second or third team.
Second or
So
third
then that's a
offense.
super team.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. If you put not the Celtics as they are now, but if you put another
But
top 10
if both
player,
of those dudes made All NBA team this year, so all 3 of those dudes
No,
were
not
All
all
NBA.
three. Not all three.
Jaylen Brown didn't make All NBA.
He did,
He
and
did.
Jason Tatum, but not Kristaps.
No, he said LeBron.
He said LeBron.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that would have
Oh,
been. Yeah, we already agreed that was a super
Oh,
That's
team.
Brown.
gotcha.
If you put Brown,
But it's like yeah. So players of a certain 2 players of a certain caliber.
and
and
LeBron. That's a super team.
I just feel like
LeBron.
Not you, because you can't shoot.
Damn.
yeah, because you missed the
So
game.
what?
winner.
What can he
You
do?
missed the game winner.
Who, him?
Yeah.
Nothing. Really. He just be out
Because if
there.
he can't shoot, yo, Kai, I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, I don't even got.
crazy
He
on
called me
game
his
right
shooter,
now.
so I don't even
There's
like.
already
I
crazy
can't.
on the
You
game
see
right
that?
Specifically put this man on the team for one thing and one thing only. And when it was time to do it,
Y'all talking about that all the
I
time.
feel
Like,
like
you never
you
gonna live
did.
that down.
this is your moment.
I know. I was so sad. I
really
was
said-
genuinely.
Has
I
to
was
die.
like genuinely so upset. I missed that shit.
Okay, we lost. Time to shake hands.
Was it a brick or was
Nah, it was like off the
It was
rim.
like back rim.
Right
Yeah.
rim.
It looked good too.
It did. That's what pissed me off even more. It looked butter. Fucking
Nah, Kai's
bean.
open.
You know how you. Wow.
I swear it was moving at slow mo.
As a coach, right? So it's hard to, as a player compared to a coach because when you're playing, everything's in your hands. When you're a coach, you leave it up to others, right? So you put something
But you
there.
thought you could do? You thought you would have made that shot?
No. 100%.
Valid. We wouldn't have been in that position if you were on the court, though.
100%.
No, I'm saying we would have been losing by a lot more.
No. We would have been winning.
You were not keeping up with us on that court.
Now?
Then,
Of course.
It was like 2 years. It was like
Wait,
it was
time
like
out.
4 years ago.
4 years ago, how old were you?
It was like
18.
5
Bro,
years
at
ago.
I was
18,
17,
are you,
I was
17? Are you saying 17-year-old me?
No,
There's no way.
I'm saying
There's
you.
no-
I'm
there's
saying
no-
no.
With all due respect,
Yeah, no,
you
probably,
guys
I
are
believe-
hell of a
No,
you guys are
I
hell of
hear it,
basketball
I know.
players.
I-
Really good. I've
I'm
seen all you
familiar- I'm
play.
familiar with the game.
17-year-old you,
No, I'm
there's
saying,
no way.
I'm saying when we
No, I'm killing all y'all.
No,
you
you're
put
not.
yourself in Kai's
Not
position,
killing
the
me.
age you were
I would have made it.
at how old were you? How old were you when we were on that?
I just know
court?
you're not killing me, so. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
you mean my age 4 years ago?
Yeah,
Oh,
Put
yeah.
that out there.
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I would.
Like, yeah, you leave it in your hands. You
I
leave
was
it on
passed out. Y'all were cramping up, man. What you think?
I was out of shape.
I think you.
That's because we're playing.
No.
He
I was saying, we played like
No,
4 games.
somebody was
games.
cramping up. I
Then
can't
you know
remember
Sean-
what.
Might have
Yeah.
been Sean. It was Sean.
Oh,
I think
no,
Sean-
y'all were cramping up. I'm like, bro, there's no way. Nah.
I think Sean. Well,
But when
keep
you
in mind we also played like 5 games that
yeah,
day.
1,000 games and 6 games and
And back
3
to
hours.
back.
We were leaving games.
I
to go
literally
play other
came
games.
from one game to in the
Mid-game.
layup
Wait,
lines.
no cap. Yeah. Like we might have like left at halftime to go play.
That's
with
what I'm
another
saying.
team or something.
We were in the middle of a game. I
It was
subbed
crazy.
some guys out.
Yeah, I
so they can go
remember
run
that.
playing. It was awful.
Not even warm. I might have sat there. I was
Shout out to the person who was running the league. Awful. So was not me. That's all I'm saying. That's all today.
Well, nah. Honestly, I think it was that TK wanted his team in the same tournament. We just didn't have enough players to have 2 teams.
Everybody wanted to ride the wave.
He wanted to be the
They
coach.
wanted to ride this wave, man. We was nice with it.
because you win.
But you know,
We
you
win.
draw up something perfect and you execute it perfect.
But
Like
that
that's
was more
very
fun.
hard to do with
It is.
teenagers, and to see it unfold, I was like, oh man. And then it just didn't go in. But it was, all you can ask for
Swung it
is
to Kai.
all you can ask for is the shot.
That was the
It
first
is what it
mistake.
is. But it was
Set
cool.
up for Kai.
Yeah, I really should have
But
shot that, John.
Full disclosure,
Should have been me in that corner.
I would do it every single time.
Appreciate
And he would have missed every single time.
That's all right. I will call it every single time.
Nah, that's good.
Say not kind of.
I know he was
So-
strapped up back then. Damn. I wish the only thing was I wish I shot more.
Now that's the cap because you was wide open.
It's a confidence.
Nah, I'm saying.
Wide open
I
on the
was
wing.
thinking-
Wide open on the wing.
Brick that thing.
You could have dribbled, caught it.
Nah, there
gathered
wasn't
the
that
shot,
much time. Nah, it's not that much
took a
time.
free throw.
Nah, you gotta get
There was
out.
literally that much time.
I don't remember.
I had
that.
two
If
people.
you ain't make it for game, you probably ain't gonna make it.
And he was only and
Nah, now we're just
not
OD
the sound,
dick
not the sound.
We were
You know,
the only-
these
I
are
knew what you were
sensitive
saying.
times,
But it's facts.
so don't come at me.
He was the only one.
I was a little
He's the only white boy on the team.
Only one.
So you automatically assume
Wait.
there's a shooter.
I could have sworn we had like
On the-
AJ or something.
No, not on our team.
Absolutely.
Really? Not
You
even.
know, TK.
I think I was.
There's the shooter.
I know it was AAU, but I feel like we
How you the
should-
only white boy on the team and still get an open jump shot?
Oh, was Steven playing with us though?
Stephen was playing with
that
us.
team.
I don't know if he was there that
he
day.
wasn't there.
I don't think he was there that day.
He would have.
He was poop
He
anyways.
would ran the play.
That
Yeah.
man played basketball.
Because if Steve was there, he wouldn't. It wouldn't have got ran
We
right.
really
'Cause
bullied
he
him to quit
never
basketball.
ran anything right.
Because
We-
one
we-
bad thing happened to him and he just.
We bullied him. And one time we were playing
Oh my
basketball with
God.
Steven.
It was at
It was
at.
quick.
Where did you guys at? Lincoln Elementary.
It was somewhere, bro. It was specifically. I was because I mean I always do the same amount of talking,
It was
but
bad.
he was guarding him and he pinned his shot, and I was like, "Oh my!"
Not only
God.
that though, but I was
Oh
frying
my
him
God.
too.
Nah,
Like he
yeah.
was like I was cooking.
boy.
And then he had like a nice Wilson ball.
brought-
He literally
yeah.
gave it to us, and he literally gave it. He's like, "You can have it." And then
I'm
and
never
he's like,
playing
and
basketball again.
he literally like
Crazy.
stopped. He stopped playing.
How do you block a shot so
And then
bad you make somebody quit basketball?
All right, pops. Well, we appreciate having you. We're about to close out this video. We appreciate.
Bro, y'all giggling, bro. I just want to ask the viewers a quick question, bro. Actually, it's more of a statement. I hope at the bottom of your Teddy Grams is just like a little bit of crumbs left. Go ahead and just ball it up, throw it in the trash. The snack should be finished because, like my man said, you should kick back and relax and grab the snack. So, like, snack should be done. Go ahead, down.
All right, we appreciate having you here, pops. Hopefully you come back. It's been another episode of the Hotspot. Hope you all enjoyed, and we're out.
Peace.